Now, before any of you all decides to come up in here all wild and saying, why is a black straight man talking about some Barbies? I'm here to tell you right now that this is not just the focus on the Black Barbie, but this, once again, is a celebration of Black history and Black excellence. So whatever you're doing, stop what you're doing, because on Juneteenth, you need to be pulling up to check out this new documentary. And that documentary is Black Barbie. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the new film Black Barbie, coming to Netflix June 19th. Yeah, folks, pull up. It's a celebration. Juneteenth on Netflix. Black Barbie is releasing, and it is certainly a celebration of Black excellence. And like, yeah, I'm gonna repeat myself one more time before you come in here all crazy asking and wondering why is a black straight man asking and talking about why did he watch Black Barbie. Listen, folks, this again is a celebration of Black history as we are uncovering and telling more and more stories that some of you all may not have heard about. And this one now goes to the history of the Black Barbie, and not only just the Black Barbie, but Black baby dolls and all sorts of just Black figures and toys, you know, because one thing some of you all may not know is that Black Barbie was only created in 1980. That's not that long ago. And understanding the cultural importance of the Black Barbie and the psychological effect of Black representation in Barbie dolls is beyond your belief, but it's okay because you're going to get it all broken down to you in this. This is brought to you by the director and writer Legeria Davis, who alongside of her co-producer in Aaliyah Williams. Now, this is brought to you by Shonda. So of course you got homegirl Shonda Rhimes involved and also taking part in some of the interview process with the documentary. She also has two Barbie dolls, if you didn't know, that were made and figured after her, which is really, really cool. But beyond that too, you also got some other figures involved. Here's one name you may not have heard of, but this is one name you better respect. And I love Auntie to death because Miss Beulah, I gotta tell you about Auntie Beulah, man. Auntie Beulah comes in here and she lets you know that this ain't happening without her. And maybe that's not exactly how she says it, but you gotta respect for everything that she's done and contribute in terms of making the Black Barbie, working for Mattel, and truly just starting or creating a path and opening up doors for more and more Black representations in Barbie dolls and baby dolls and all those sorts of different things. Because Miss Beulah May Mitchell, who happens to be, I'm calling her auntie because she is Legeria Davis's aunt. And, you know, they talk about the story about how this documentary even came about, but the fact that Beulah decided to not only be a part of it, but share her entire story, her impact, her importance, and everything in terms of making this happen, it's beautiful. It's really, really cool. And she has a personality on her. But as I said, you're going to get interviews from a lot of different folks. Ashley Blaine Featherson Jenkins is in it. Misty Copeland is in it. As I mentioned, Shonda Rhimes is in it. There's so many important people in terms of just their cultural importance to the success of everything, but also just some of folks' hard works and diligence in terms of getting these doors open. Like Kitty Black Perkins is another really key person in terms of establishing a foundation for Black Barbie dolls and other Black toy makers in this industry. So like, yeah, listen, it's a really dope documentary. And I'm saying this not only as a male looking into sort of a and sort of into, you know, something I obviously didn't grow up in doing. I didn't play with Barbie dolls of sorts, but like everybody knows the cultural importance of Barbie alone. I mean, the movie just came out last year and literally made all the money in the world, right? And while that film certainly had a strong message about the importance and the cultural importance of Barbie overall, this documentary ensures that we put respect where respect is due for the Black Barbie doll and what that has done, the cultural impact that that has made, and the doors that it has opened. And there's still so much more work to be done. Let's not get it wrong here, but this definitely touches on a lot of different things. And while I am talking a lot about the celebration aspect of it, it is very heartfelt because, again, as I mentioned, the psychological impact of folks not seeing Barbie dolls that look like them, or you having these Barbie and friends, you know, they're not actually a Barbie, they're just like her homegirl hanging out and so on, and all those sorts of different things. And obviously understanding just how, you know, not only just the cultural impact, but like actually being able to see certain tests being done with kids and understanding like very much vividly on display, like the psychological aspect, almost to the point that like it's creating generational trauma if this wasn't addressed in the way that it needed to be done. Like, let me get into details here. First of all, you know, Black young girls not being able to see Barbie dolls that represent them automatically makes them feel inferior. You know, not seeing yourself, not being represented, you know, you start to question why, you know, and why Barbie Malibu happens to be like the standard of Barbie. And it's obviously the white blonde Barbie here. Where do you see yourself? And understanding that there was an importance to not only have representation here, but we needed to see Barbie in a way that represented us in a day-to-day basis. So you didn't just throw out a Black Barbie and say, oh, it's black skin, it's Barbie. But like, no, seeing them in workforces and, you know, different employments that represent us today. So like they break this down all to the T, truly. And I think this film is about an hour and a half, and every bit of it covers so much into detail in a way that, like, yeah, celebratory. There's some laughs, there's some jokes, you know, there's going to be some moments that you're going to really enjoy in terms of the comedic aspect of it to it, but like it gets deep into the details, and then it also ties into the emotion, because you're going to have folks that break down into tears just because of understanding just how important this was to them, and because of the lack of them being able to see themselves, the lack of representation of Black Barbies, and how that has caused them to see and view their beautiful black skin today. All of that is covered. So without a doubt, Juneteenth, I know you're going to be outside with the cookout celebrating, as you should, but with whatever you do, you make sure you pull up the Netflix and check out Black Barbie, because this documentary is very important. It's something that everybody should be familiar with. For what it's worth, we wouldn't be where we're at without some of these pioneers such as Auntie Beulah and Kitty for their contributions into this industry and their work with Mattel. And then obviously Legeria Davis having that courageous moment to go out on a limb and get this story told, to tell her aunt's story. This is by all means a very impactful statement into her career and totally into the culture. So yeah, you want to check this out and you want to support. But yeah, once you do, folks, jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about Black Barbie. What did you learn? What were some of your favorite moments? Yeah, there's gonna be some moments you're gonna laugh, and it's coming from Auntie Beulah. I'm not even going to even tell you what it is, but I'm gonna just say this right now. She doesn't hold back. And stay all the way through the credits too. You got a little bit of extra interview coverage in there too, from another iconic figure in politics, giving her additional 2 cents in terms of how important it is in terms of representation in this, in terms of filmmaking too. So yeah, check it out. But yeah, jump in the comments, let me know your thoughts about this one, folks, and as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.